victim, say it's the same chinuch level. So let's understand. It's
what that means.
Chaim said a minute ago there is no mitzvah chinuch in Sefiras Ha'Omer. With this I disagree with him, and let's see right now. Page number 1. And, that's very simple. Katan אף על פי שלא הגיע למצוות, מחנכים אותו לספור ספירס העומר בכל יום בברוכה. There is no reason why not. You take a cotton. The cotton is from the age of 8, 9, 10, 11. He understands Sefiras Ha'Omer. He understands. He knows to count. Okay? He counts Sefiras Ha'Omer. What do you know? It's from the Ma'aril. Ma'aril, on page number 2.
He says it for bracha.
And he says with the bracha. Let's see what happened in Ma'aril.
When you say b'chol yom, you mean in the nighttime or in the daytime?
It's in the nighttime. We'll talk later on. Kids go to sleep early. It was not right. והיה במנהג במגנצה. Magenza is where? In Germany. Magenza, yeah. A purpose because we talk about מנהגים. ששמש העיר היה מקבץ אליו בבית הכנסת כל הנערים אחר סיום התפילה. After he finished the daven, he got all the kids, והיה מבורך עמהם בקול רם.
Hello. Hello.
Okay. והיה מבורך עמהם בקול רם, ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם אשר קדישנו מצותיו וציוונו על ספירס העומר שיום יום אחד והולך ומונה כן כל מנחה עד סוף השבוע. So you can see right now that kids were counting with a brocha every day. That's Ma'aril.
It's not
Why mincha, not Meir?
Oh, there he is. Now he's calling. Hello.
Why mincha, not Meir?
Hello, Barry.
That's what we meant to say.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Ah, there we go.
Okay. The truth of the matter, if you want to look at the Sharet Tshuva on page number 3, says the same thing. Umay shekatza bekotn, אין זה לדידן, שהקטנים שהגיעו לחינוך סופרים גם כן. Here it says, he says clearly, the Sharet Tshuva, that the ktanim are counting. No, it didn't say with the ball. Counting. And if you notice, right up there, see in the Sharet Tshuva now, אך לא נזכר אלא לגבי ספירה, ואך לא לגבי הברכה. It doesn't say anything about the bracha. Sharet Tshuva doesn't say that the kid was counting with the bracha, he was just counting. אך זה אם כן זה פשוט ככל המצוות. So the kid takes the bracha like anything else. There is no difference between mitzvah chinuch in Sefiras Ha'Omer and any other. What happens if there is no father?
Somebody else.
The best is chayav. That's actually the Kaf HaChaim. He says about Birkas Hamazon. Go to page number 5. Harav Ovadia Yosef, and he says it clearly. Number 7, mitzvah lechanech haktanim lispo sfiras hayom bechol yom bebrocha. 5. Okay. Mitzvah lechanech haktanim lispo sfiras hayom bechol yom bebrocha. Now, chinuch is a mitzvah deoraisa or mitzvah derabbanon? Chinuch is mitzvah derabbanon. It's only with derabbanon you have mitzvahs. But the question is, the mitzvah chinuch is in what kind of mitzvahs is a mitzvah chinuch? A mitzvah chinuch is only in a mitzvah of a deoraita mitzvah, or mitzvah chinuch is also in the derabbanon of the kind mitzvah. We know the Gemara in Sukkot Memnet tells us that there is a mitzvah chinuch in lulav. Kotna yodea lenaneh chayav belulav, and tzitzis, which is not mitzvah chiyuvis. Talmud Torah, I'm not going to speak now about Talmud Torah, but in deoraisa there is definitely a chiyuv mitzvah chinuch. Do we have also in mitzvahs? Do we have mitzvahs chinuch in mitzvahs which are in essence mitzvahs derabbanon?
No.
Chanukah.
It's a machlekes. The Rambam says there's no mitzvah of chinuch. The katan who lights Chanukah, he says he does nothing.
Okay, so the question is, he does nothing. If you remember what Rabbi Yosef said, it's not because he cannot do a good mitzvah. The lighting is not a good lighting because you need the lighting of a gadol. The action that he does is a wrong
So you're going to
action.
say there's still chinuch, but there's no.
Maybe it
there's
could
no
be
mitzvah?
chinuch. From there's no raya. Besides, Chanukah.
And Lulav Yom Sheni.
That's how he says. The Oraisa is not the Rabbanon. I don't give a. Why don't you talk about
Yom Sheni?
Yom Tov Sheni is doing?
No, Yom Sheni or Yom Shlishi. Only Yom Rishon is deraisa.
Wait,
Lulav, perhaps.
so maybe there's no mitzvah chinuch in the.
I'm sorry,
How do you know there's a
all right,
mitzvah
that's what I'm
chinuch
asking.
in Sheni? However, from Sefiras Ha'Omer you can bring a raya. Sefiras Ha'Omer today, more according to most of the poskim, is only the Rabbanon. And just now we learn that even the Rabbanon you have. Lichora, you have a mitzvah chinuch. So mitzvah chinuch is even in mitzvah the Rabbanon you have mitzvah chinuch. So therefore, or maybe on Yom Tov Sheni you have also mitzvah the Rabbanon. Okay. However, if you look in Shuta Ramo Pano, he was a Rishon, and he says clearly. By the way, Mogen Avraham says that chinuch is ben deraisa and ben derabbanon. However, and the Ramo in Shuta Pano says. Lo shani la ben Tisha B'Av l'shar tzumos midday. All tzomes there is no chinuch. The Sefri and chinuch lekatan b'derabbanon.
Thank you.
A new chinuch. Mitzvahs derabbanon there is no mitzvahs chinuch. So what you have to be mechanech hakatan is only the mitzvahs deoraisa. The mitzvahs that the essence of the mitzvah is deoraisa. The mitzvahs derabbanon there is no mitzvahs chinuch. Clear? That's what he holds. And therefore, I would say that. This is Sefiras Ha'Omer. According to Rama Mepano, there's no chiyuv.
No mitzvah,
No mitzvah chinuch. Is it clear?
What will you do with the pasuk of starting Lachem Machas Hashem?
No, what's Starting Lachem is only the time of the Mikdash.
Yeah.
Today, it's the Rambam. Only the Rambam.
That's why people don't say the
According to
Sheni.
Rav Ovadia, you should skip the Shenichud.
Right, they're
Why?
Yeah, the Rav said that.
Right, that means what? Why you have to skip it? It's not a Doraisa Dikadin.
Yeah.
He said you skip Lashmit Menu Shomim Kivoshakosa Batoy Sfat.
It's not written.
Okay, because it's not the Rambam. So it's the Rambam.
It's not the
Rambam. It's not the Rambam. I say the mitzvah is only the Rambam.
Isn't that the machloket?
It's the machloket. We already
Because at the time of that, it was deraisa, but
we learned
the
the Sefiras Ha'Omer. The machloket between the Rambam and Bahag and other Rishonim is mitzvahs. First of all, the Kshale is it mitzvahs as Shazman Grama or not Shazman Grama? According to the Rambam, it's mitzvahs as Shazman Grama. According to the Ramban, it's mitzvahs as Shelo Shazman Grama because it applies to the Korban HaOmer. But I'm not going to talk about this. I'm just referring to the fact in the Oraisa the Rabbanon, because there will be enough kamina. Lemaise will be enough kamina, because if it is the Rabbanon, Sveika the Rabbanon usually lekula, and if lekula, I would say don't make the brocha. If it's the Oraisa, wow, maybe the Oraisa Sveika the Rabbanon, say the Oraisa the Chumah, I would have to make the brocha. This is one of kamina that will. Okay.
The brocha is anyway the Rabbanon. What is the Rabbanon?
The brocha, you're right. The brocha is the Rabbanon, and therefore.
Therefore, he's saying make the bracha.
The truth of the matter is that I found out just the other day, actually this afternoon I found that the Sveka de Rabbanon lekula, Sveka de Rabbanon lekula, that in brochas that you say, it applies only for doubt. That aloche by ktanim does not apply. So therefore, it doesn't make any difference. According to all we'll get to the end why the Chiddush will work very well here. We'll explain about what years. Anyway, let's go to page number 9. Page number 9, there's a famous Shiur, Sefiras Ha'Omer. What happened if somebody became a bar mitzvah boy in the middle of Sefira? The number 15. Till the age of the bar mitzvah, he was counting only with the Rabbanon, according to the Rambam. Let's now learn according to the Rambam that it's the Oraisa. From now on, he's mechuyev with the Oraisa. So he wasn't counting for 15 days. His counting was a missing, not a good count, because he counted 15 days as the Rabbanon chiyuv. And from 15 days on, he started to count. You cannot count in the middle. If somebody became a ger, for instance, on the day of 15th, what happened? Can he count Sefiras Ha'Omer? Yeah, he can count, but without the brocha. For instance, very simple. Somebody becomes, let's leave it with Sefiras Ha'Omer. I don't want to go to other mitzvahs. So, what happened right now? A kid that started at the age of, without a chinuch, and then becomes a chinuch. Is he making a bracha or no? Says the Maram Shik, he still has to make a bracha. Even later on, he can continue. Why? Because the fact that he makes a mitzvah is stam chiyuv right now, even though he's young.
Counted beforehand.
Definitely, he counted beforehand. So it means that even a cotton's counting is something.
Right. It's not may not be the mitzvah, but he's counting. He wants to count day 15. He counted day 14. So for him, it is the 15th day, even though it's not the mitzvah. It's enough, but it's enough to establish that when he says 15, there was 14.
How can he make a bracha? How can he make a bracha? The question is, how can he make a bracha?
Who says he can't make a bracha?
He can. That's what Maram Shik says. He can make the bracha even after the 15th day. How can he make the bracha after the 15th day if he counted before he was very young? So, Maram Shik calls it in a different way. Like women are eino mitzvah v'oise. Women on Tkei Shofar. Up to us with Tkei Shofar?
Yeah.
Yes. However, can they make a bracha?
We passing yes, but
I'm not talking about Sfadim, but we pass it, yes. Why can they make a bracha? Because they are no mitzvah v'oise. They have some sort of shayches to the mitzvah. They are somehow connected to the mitzvah. Even though women are not obligated to blow the shofar, even though women are not obligated to take lulav, however, if they take lulav, they are allowed to make a bracha. Why? Because they are considered she'eino mitzvah v'oise, and therefore, as well as a woman can make the bracha when she is not chayev, that cotton, while he is under the age of 13, he is considered eino mitzvah v'oise. He is not obligated, and therefore also he can make a bracha.
Is that an isa?
Right. That's
As a cotton, is he
okay.
so he can make a bracha.
Comes now the Avnei Shoam and asks Shiur. There is an halacha of misasek. You can translate the word misasek in English better. Misasek means somebody, Rabbi Kueger explains it very well. Somebody does something, and he really doesn't mean to do it, doesn't want to do it. He does it.
a classic case. Somebody throws a knife to the wall, and he happens to shecht a korban.
Okay.
That's a misasek. It's not good in such a case. But for shchita, it's a kosher shchita.
Says the Gemara in Chulin that an action of a cotton is a misasek. Is that definition?
because it doesn't have intent.
There is no intent, there is no action. The woman, says the Avnei Shoam, when she was planning to do the shofar, or she was doing the shofar, she really wanted to do the shofar. She probably has more kavanah than men. So, she does the lulav more than a man. But the cotton is a misasek. Toisus calls him in Chulin, Yud Gimel is misasek. So I see, there is no kavanah. The action is not considered an action. How did Rabbi Kaninsky say? He's not, the mice is not a mice. How can you call it?
Not an isa.
Right. It's not an isa. It's not even any mitzvah. It's not even any mitzvah.
It's not even a mitzvah. So that's what the Maram Shik. What do you Maram Shik say? Yes, you can count the bracha later because the counting while you are cotton, you are somebody. You are nobody. You don't have a kavanah. One hand. You don't even.
You don't know what you do.
You don't even act. I don't know if you don't know what you do because you actually you know to count. If you don't know to count, you can't necessarily
right.
So you have an act. Go ahead.
The same thing we have about the famous Rambam about Korban Pesach. Korban
Shinizgad, no? Okay, so what's the answer there?
So there is a chiyuv.
So what is it? What's the answer?
What, in Pesach?
In Pesach I could answer differently because it's mishpocha maybe, it is minuyim, you can answer. But what do you answer here? I want to hear an answer from you. You said something. What did you say? You asked the Shiur the same. I want to hear an answer. Okay. So comes to Eglei Tal in page number 13.
What about the kid who missed on day 10?
I'm sorry? Then you can cover the bracha. There's no question about it. If he becomes bar mitzvah at the age of 15, and 14 days he counted incomplete, The count was a good count, and therefore he could continue from 15 on, and he can be moitzi acherim later on if he do whatever. But if he didn't count the number 10, he
If
can
it's
count.
attached to
Lechora.
attached-
That's what other years they will say differently. In a
if it's
second.
attached to korban omer, it's korban tzibur, so it's not the private mitzvah. And if it's attached to shvuos, so it's also not a regular private mitzvah. So you can say that katan has a hefze of chiyuv or something from both.
But the counting is not. Well, today, you're going now with another with the Rabban. That he mitzvah grammar, so you're going to take with the Omer, or you play with it, it's okay. But I don't think it fits here. Because here, we're talking here right now to know, is action. What is action? Action of a broche. The broche, the Sefiras, the Rabbonon. Today, the mitzvah is only the Rabbonon. It's not like it used to be once upon a time. The question, what is he doing now? Okay? So let's do the Egel Tal.
But what happens if a boy does know it? Let's say he has proper intent. He's 11. You have any Louis. You know, someone.
So you're saying it's not considered.
Therefore, why do you? If he knows what he's talking about, he knows more than an adult. Why can't you allow it? What is the problem with that?
No, he's allowed.
He's allowed to, but he have to count 49 days.
Yeah.
Did he count 49 days?
Let's say he count 49 days. So what with the bracha? So what?
But
Yeah,
with a
that's
bracha, without the bracha.
With the bracha. For the
So
beginning.
you can, because you need to remember, if you miss one day, you can't count with the bracha anymore.
Exactly.
The guy, when he was counting for 14 days, he was not counting because his counting didn't count as a count because he was too young.
But he was counting.
But he knows. But he knows.
Okay, says the Egletan. So let's see the teretz of the Egletan. Let's see. אחו הדבר שאמרנו, 3 lines before the bottom, שלגבי עצמו מחשבת הקוטן מחשובה. The Hashiva cotton is a mitzvah. True, we not consider a cotton doing anything, but for himself,
Right.
I'm counting. I don't know to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 14. So for me, this is considered counting. That's how he says.
I don't understand something. Normally we say the age of chinuch is not just that he knows what he's doing, he's got to understand why he's doing it.
No, I'm not so sure about it. No. That's all he has to know. The nenua. Does he know? By the way, Toysas in Sukkim and Bet says he has to know every mitzvah as its own obligation. What to know? Here, the Dvar, by the way, says that what you need to do is what you need to know is only the counting. 1, 2, how to count. That's what he says.
Even without
Aren't you
Kabbalah.
leaving out, I think one of the elements here is whether the Sefiras Ha'Omer is 49 independent mitzvos, or whether it's one mitzvah, 49 mitzvahs. Isn't that where the whole
That's one element, but
So-
we all agree.
So which mahalach are you taking here?
Definitely,
49 independent mitzvahs.
it's one mitzvah, not 49 separate mitzvahs. If 49 separate
mitzvah
mitzvahs, why
Shiloh.
couldn't count?
He could
Count
start
because it's not number
So you're talking that the whole it's one
It's
mitzvah
one
of
mitzvah.
all 49.
Yeah, it's one mitzvah. Definitely, it's one mitzvah. Okay, definitely.
According to the way we
But here's a chidush: the machshava sakotten considered machshava for himself. For me, a cotton is misasek. He did nothing. That's one test. But there's another test. There's 2 kinds of mitzvahs: mitzvah chiyuvis and mitzvah kiyumis. Yeah, translated. Mitzvah kiyumis means I'm making a mitzvah. Maybe HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't obligate me because I'm a cotton, but I'm a nice guy. I'm doing something. You cannot count it as something. You have to count it as something. Kiyumis. I exist. The mitzvah existed. I do something.
You're not a nice guy. It's not because you voluntarily. It's a mitzvah.
No, it's not a mitzvah for me. It's a mitzvah for you, not for you.
Arba Konfos tzitzis is a mitzvah kiyumis, right?
It's a mitzvah kiyum.
So you can't say I'm a nice guy.
No, it's a mitzvah kiyum. Mitzvah kiyum is as long as you didn't put on 4 kanfes. The minute you put 4 kanfes, it's kiyumis. It's different. Mitzvah kiyum is
put on nothing.
Mitzvah kiyum is if I don't put on tzitzis. I am not Mekayim a mitzvah. I'm not Mekayim a mitzvah. The minute I put on the mitzvah, it's kiyum. Mitzvah Sefiras Ha'Omer is a little bit for the cotton is a little bit different. The thing, I am not obligated. I say number 1. I said number 2. Now it's mitzvah kiyumis. I was Mekayim. Was I obligated? I was never obligated. I'm still a cotton. You, Jerry, you, Rafi, are obligated. As long as you count from 1, 2, 3, 4, you're obligated. As a katan.
No, but a woman is obligated in mitzvahs. Even if she's not obligated in mitzvah of shayf, she's obligated in mitzvahs.
Okay.
So she could be Makayim a mitzvah even though knows chiyuv, because she's a bar mitzvah or a bas mitzvah, right? But a katan is not mechuyev in mitzvahs.
First of all, I tend to disagree with you. And because for two reasons. First of all, Isha will never be chayav in lulav. A katan will be chayav once in lulav. One, but I want to tell you more. Katan, the mere fact is Jewish, and I don't want Chaim to hear that, because Chaim will dispute me. If the mere fact is Jewish, there are certain mitzvahs he's chayav automatically. For instance, Kiddush Hashem. Your grandfather, Rabbi Kamenetsky, in Emes Yaakov, said it.
Because it's a special chiyuv.
Right, but still, how can be cotton? The mere fact that I'm Jewish, you're Jewish. So what it shows you is the nifal. Okay, so you know that. But I'm trying to tell you, you yourself say something against your grandfather.
No, because I think Rabbi Yaakov would say, because it's a pasuk.
But the pasuk means that pasuk only says that a Jew is obligated because of that possible. But it could be a cotton, could be obligated. You say cotton cannot ever be obligated. I show you it could.
You don't show.
Oh, okay. That's why
you tried to show, you didn't succeed.
Okay.
From the fact that you needed a puzzle there, shows that everywhere else it's not. Rav Yaakov was telling that a Kiddush Hashem was miskayim. That's enough.
I want to tell you that Rabbi Yaakov didn't say that, but Tzemach Tzedek and Rabbi Yoshevet, Rabbi Shukin's Rebbe from Boston, say that mitzvahs chinuch and a katan exist too, and mitzvahs Talmud Torah exist too.
So that the katan is
Talmud Torah. It's not only Tzemach Tzedek in Tshuva. I'm sure that's also a shir that I've given a couple of weeks ago.
I heard also from.
Okay, Talmud Tzemach Tzedek and Rabbi Yoshevet, Rabbi Reychman brings it in Rishimat Shiurim. I didn't see in Arabic, but I saw Rishimat Shiurim. Rabbi Yoshevet, and I brought it here. So these are the two, and Reb Chassid Sana. I'm sorry, Reb Chassid Sana in Daliot Chiyecheskel also. So there is a mitzvah Talmud Torah, because the mere fact that you are Jewish is a chiyuv Talmud Torah. Now, another shaila about girls. That's another issue. Girls have a chiyuv Talmud Torah.
They are not Jewish, huh?
Okay, you see, I knew right away. I'm going to say that. But you understand the point, okay?
No, there is no point. If they are Jewish.
Okay, I'm not going. That's one.
You cannot.
But
Jewish girls. That's the difference.
But I want to tell you another teretz. And Imre Bina teretz, and I think it's one of its unique teretz. What did we say? A cotton does. I'll say it outside. Let them have a look inside. A cotton is a misasek. Cotton does not have a kavone. What do you need kavone? I make a mitzvah. Do you need kavone? What do you need? Mitzvah sechos kavone. We need kavone. Do we need real kavone? Do we need kavone? Why do we need kavone? We need kavone because it says the pasuk le'avdo b'chol le'avchem b'chol nafshech. That's the reason why we need kavone. Says he, not that Sefiras Ha'Omer needs kavone. There's a mitzvah of Sefiras Ha'Omer, and the mitzvah of kavone, the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, the mitzvah of kavone, the mitzvah of lulav, mitzvah kavone. Not that kavone is within the lulav. Not that kavone is within the shofar.
Separate mitzvah.
It's a separate mitzvah altogether. So I agree with you.
Two mitzvahs from one mitzvah.
It's like two mitzvahs, so to speak. The cotton is mekayim the mitzvah of Sefiras Ha'Omer like anybody else.
If I count Sefiras Ha'Omer and I'm thinking in my mind somewhere else about something else.
Right, so you were not mekayim the kavone is there.
Not kavona, you're in the mitzvah.
Yes. That's by the way why you are yotzei without kavone too.
I don't have to think about it. I'm counting, but I'm not thinking.
You need kavone.
You should.
But you don't have kavone yotzei. Why? There's definitely, there's Rabbeinu Yonah who says kavona negdis is not good. Let's say if I'm מחבר right now that my God is the Lakers, definitely it's not going to work.
Right.
The same is lulav that you have to.
Speaking of shofar is
It
different.
said that you have to mechaber not to say the chova when you.
Yeah, right.
The shofar is different.
What do you mean?
Shofar, you have to hear all the blast. Let's say in Yom Tov, right?
You have to hear the blast, but the kavone. I'm talking about kavona. David Tumim is a bad lokea. He goes to the mikveh. He does. What happened if you wouldn't? We know bad lokea who doesn't have kavona. Is he moitzi you? Yeah. So I moitzi you in the tkiyas, but kavona you didn't have. To kavona lekatchila you need kavona. You should have kavod, but you don't have kavod. And why do you need it? Not because it's part of the mitzvah. It's an external part of the mitzvah. Wow!
It's a parallel.
It's parallel. I don't. You know what? I have to be careful.
That's pretty extreme.
Parallel. That's why I have to be very careful. In English, I keep it. I leave it to you. That's why you are here.
I'm not sure.
But Dame Ravina is outstanding. What he's saying. He's saying all of a sudden the kavona, I really don't need kavona so much. And a cotton does it without kavona too. But you know what? We don't need it altogether. And therefore, a cotton that was at the age after Bar Mitzvah, you connect it later on to its age after the Bar Mitzvah, and you have one mitzvah. That's why you can count. I think it is special.
And so you got to be careful when you say. You got to be careful. You cannot say that a child doesn't have kavanah, therefore he shouldn't count. You can't say that.
You don't need.
You really should have kavanah if you can. You don't need.
So if he doesn't have it, he can still.
Till now. So we learned that there is a mitzvah chinuch. We learned this mitzvah chinuch in Sefiras Ha'Omer, and mitzvah chinuch in Sefiras Ha'Omer entitles the cotton to make a bracha. And now let's learn the halacha, page number 20. Now we start the shiur. Till now we didn't start. Okay.
This is an introduction.
This was an introduction this year, really. The halacha is Shulchan Aruch Siman Taf Peites halacha Zayin. Shochach velo birech kol halayla. Yispor bayom velo brocha. That's the halacha that we know. Now, what happened if Shochach levorech be'echad ma'yomim, be'miyom rishon be'mishar yomim, sofer shar yomim b'lo brocha at the bottom. He counts to lo brocha. Counts Rebbe Ephraim Greenblatt, page number 21. And it says as follows: Tzorich lechanech et haktanim lisfor Sefiras Ha'Omer bebrocha. The ktanim have to count to the brocha. V'chol dinei godel. Ainu. She'im yachzir yom yamshich lisfor b'lo brocha. Again, he forgot on Monday, the whole day, he counts Tuesday without brocha. Ve'etz ha'toiva shishma brocha v'acher. Okay, like in a doubt. Look at Arav Elioshiv, Asher Aish, Kotten בספירס העומר, מחנכים את הקטנים לספור ספירס העומר עם ברוכה, ואם יחסיר יום אחד ולא ספר, ימשיך לספור בלו ברוכה כמו גודל. Same halacha כמו before, right?
Why is there a chinuch?
What?
Why is there a chinuch?
The same thing.
Do the same thing.
No, but why was it necessary to say that?
He has to say the psak halacha because I would say differently.
What would you
Because
say?
of chinuch, he doesn't miss.
Maybe we'll see in a minute. We'll say. In a minute we'll see. Okay. On in a minute we'll see. Oh, yes. Go to page number 24.
Right, that's the chinuch.
Go to page number 24. Reb Chaim Kanievsky. Cotton sheshochach. Again, the same halacha. Cotton sheshochach yom echad lispor. Im yesh lechan chol lamshich lispor bebroch sheyagia lechino, lo yispor bebrocha.
All together or just if you forgot?
If you forgot. Sheshochach yom echad. Okay. Comes in the Sefer of Tzvi Kohen, says Sefiras Ha'Omer, in Yoda levorech, lo sheach lomar shevorech mishum chinuch. Somebody says why? Because Adrabah muzar shelo levorech brocha levatole. He should make brocha levatole, so he cannot make the next day brocha. However, now let's go and learn Rav Ovadia Yosef. Page numbers 25. Where I underline mitzvah lechanech haktanim lispo Sefiras Ha'Omer b'chol yom bebrocha. וקוטן ששוחר לספור לאיזה לילה בימי הספירה רשאי להמשיך לספור בברוכה משום חינוך.
You should continue counting with a bracha.
The katan should always continue with a bracha. Okay?
That's why it's called chinuch. You're teaching him something.
Well, you're teaching him. You're teaching him the wrong thing. You're teaching him if you forgot. Right. You forgot. You put time on a bracha.
He wouldn't have
That's the wrong thing to teach him.
What he forgot yesterday has nothing to do with what he's doing now.
Okay.
So every day's a new day.
Every day's a new day.
Sefiras, he has to make a bracha.
Each time he does it, we're being mechanech him how to do the mitzvah that day.
That's the story, but why? Okay. Huge
chiddush. Huge chiddush.
And I think Rav Ovadia Yosef is 100% correct. And then we go to learn. 100% correct. 100% correct. You will see it in a second. You get to the shiur. What? מה המשך? מה אומר?
שאם הוא נהיה בר מצווה באמצע הוא...
לא, שם, הלכה. בסדר, באמצע והברכה. This halacha. I want one halacha we're learning. Is it right or is it wrong?
The first part is chinuch. The second part is good.
So,
yes.
So it says in page number 26, Nita Gabriel, קוטן ששוכר לספור לילה אחד, אפשר לכאן יכול לספור שער לילות בברוכה. He passed the same halacha. So Nita Gabriel, he's Hungarian, Chabadnik, what is he? He is everything. וכל שכן אם כתב סופר בעצמו, ודאי שאין אביו מחויב למחות. If he counts, don't protest it. Let him count whatever he wants. So now you understand what the chinuch is. He asked what's the chinuch, what the Rav Elyoshiv answered. Rav Elyoshiv said, no, I disagree with it. So the question is,
but you're teaching the kid that he can continue with saying with a bracha even if he misses. Even if he misses to say. So when he grows up, he says, what do you mean, Ab, I can't? I did it when I was a kid, even though I missed a day, the next day I made with a bracha, so why can't I do it now?
Okay. If he doesn't make a bracha, then he'll never make a bracha later on. He'll never make a bracha.
First of all, all of a sudden you found out that he's not so wrong.
But you go to shul, everyone's making a bracha. So
I go to shul, I know that everybody does make a bracha.
Don't we have a rule by a katan that we are not makbid in a katan making a bracha?
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah,
I can't remember the exact example.
That's the end of the shiur. That's I cannot finish the shiur. Okay,
too early.
We get there. You have a point. Okay, you're right. I think Rav is so right. It's not even funny. Okay, somebody has something to say. You're right.
But he brings one of the reasons is
what Rabbi Kalinsky said is something I just want to repeat. He says something very unique. He says a kid when he forgets, it's like I was today at the doctor to see a doctor. So on the wall, there's a lot of Alzheimer. So yeah, what is it all about? He says Alzheimer. You forget. You really what's Alzheimer? You forget. He says a cotton. He forgot yesterday. He doesn't remember what he's doing today because he continued. We hopefully we do something today, and we'll do tomorrow. We continue what we're doing. Forgetting for a kid is not forgetting. I could say what you say with an adult. A 90-year-old man who forgets Alzheimer is correct. He forgot yesterday. He doesn't remember if he has the memory from yesterday. But a cotton remembers better than that.
So, but I think. It has
That's just what you say.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a function of what you hold in the katan who counted before bar mitzvah. Can he now count after bar mitzvah with a bracha or not? Mm-hmm. Because if we're saying that he can't, so what we're saying is that each day that he counted has nothing to do with the next day and the counting. In other words, we've got to decide whether when he counts one day, it's connected to what happened yesterday or it's completely independent.
We pass in our locha that it is connected. Because if it's not, why the guy who forgets Monday cannot count anymore on Tuesday? So it's definitely connected. For the adult. Why should it be different for a cotton? I could say for a 90-year-old man who has Alzheimer.
No, but a cotton shehig deal. But a cotton.
But Nata Gavriel gives you a reason. It gives you a reason. He says the reason is Got it right here, you underline it, just give him.
Yeah.
Give him the Rafa showing Yotzei
He can't, but I hold it, that's man's.
So we don't mind if you learn to do it that way, because you go according to them. That's the only reason.
But when he becomes a gadol,
You guys understand the issue? You understand the issue?
Yeah, Rabbi Shiur, I think Rabbi Ovadia, I think is meramis to what I'm saying. Yeah, is that as a katan, each day that he counts is completely independent. Because Rabbi Ovadia Yosef continues. Rabbi Shiur just pointed out to me is that he can't count with a bracha when he becomes a gadol.
I'll tell you, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef. I just got a phone call from David Yosef. Okay, so from that, you understand.
That's unbelievable.
I tell you, David Yosef and the parents called. So I don't know if you know. He will show you that. Let's say Rabbi Ovadia Yosef said to him, to David Yosef, when he was a young kid, he gave him a piece of orange. He said, "Make a bracha." He made the bracha both ways. Then he gives him another piece of orange. Make another bracha. Wow. That's exactly what he said a minute ago. We're going back and explain that now in the Lomda Shiva. So, why? Because it's not what you say, not what you learn inside, what's written there, because God was saying it. A cotton, the essence of brocha for him doesn't apply at all. And that's why also when I read, and I couldn't understand it, Stofek brochas la'akid by cotton doesn't apply. The old mitzvahs of brochas don't apply for a cotton. We get there in a second.
Really
the mitzvahs of brochas, what we know, brocha levatole, the Rab Cohen, Zvi Cohen is a big Talmid Chochem, said, brocha levatole, a cotton, make a brocha. Somebody else said brocha levatole. There's no brocha levatole by a cotton. The essence of brocha levatole doesn't exist. Did you learn with your son? What did he tell you? You tell my brocha, you say, Baruch atah. No, you say, you taught him. He was even a cotton chinuch. He was under chinuch. What did you tell him? Shem Hashem, you told him. Right? What did you do? How did you do that? Because the ilchos boros don't apply to a cotton. I finished the shiur right now.
I went to a bar mitzvah with a boy Lane. He said every time he saw Hashem. Then Hashem. Every time he saw the noise, he said Hashem.
Because you didn't teach him well. The teacher. Right. You're teaching, and you know what? Let's go to that halacha. We'll go back later on. You know what? You forced me. I'll show it to you. Let's learn that halacha.
So there's no din of chinuch and brachas.
In essence, the chinuch of brachas is more, just the opposite.
There's no
big deal.
It's pure chinuch.
That's the chinuch.
In every other mitzvah, it has to be done right. Over here, saying it doesn't have to be run right.
There is no right. Whatever you're teaching,
whatever you teach is right.
Because it's all chinuch.
Yeah, but that's only true about this. Let's say I put a mezuzah up on the door for a cut, and that's on the bottom of the door so you can reach it.
Okay, so they go back into. We have a dinner with Zuzah Cotton too. That's another shiur.
I'm not going to be here.
That's your problem. You can join us on the radio, on the telephone. Okay. You know what? Let's start. That halacha. I'll go. Wait.
There's a shiur right there.
Okay. Let's start page number 36. I will go back. It's okay. 36. This is the big chinuch. You understand? You touched it, but you touched it in a different way. You understand what I'm saying? Page number 36. First of all, I'll show you how I started. The halacha is Tav Reish Nun Zayin Ilchos Lulav. Chayav liknot lo lulav. You have to buy a kid, כתן היודע לנענע לולב כדינו, אביו חייב לקנות לו לולב כדי לחנכו במצות. That's the Shulchan Aruch. Says the Pri Megodim. חינוך לקטן אף במצווה דרבנן. First of all, even מצווה דרבנן, יום טוב שני, מצווה דרבנן. But we underline at the bottom, he says here, משמע אף פחות מחינוך, אם ירצה, רשאי לומר הבוכו עם הקטן וציוונו, אף על גב דאינו בר חינוך. מכל מקום יש לומר דלהתלמד רשאי. He can say וציוונו, he can say the broche, he can say whatever he wants. And even though it's only mitzvah דרבנן. Why? להתלמד רשאי. And let me prove it to you that it's correct. Because look at page number 37, שולחן ערוך. סימן קט"ו. ההלכה היא מי שאינו אוכל, ההלכה י"ט, מי שאינו אוכל אינו יכול לברך ברכת המויצי.
Page 37.
שולחן ערוך. אבל לקטנים, on top. אבל לקטנים יכול לברך אף על פי שאינו אוכל עמהם כדי לחנכם המצוות. You can make a bracha for children, even girls by the way. We'll talk about girls another shiur. You can teach them to make a bracha even לחנכם במצוות. Says here the Mishnah Berurah, אפילו קטנים בעלמא, not only your own children, even somebody else's children, שאין חינוכם מותר על המדינה, גם כן מותר לברך עמהם כשרוצים ליהנות ואינם יודעים לברך בעצמם, if they don't know to make a bracha. But let's not finish yet. Look at the ritva. Says he, why? You know why? Because there's an inyan brocha levatole. You have say somebody says Shem Hashem levatole, page number 38. So says ritva, isur brocha levatole miderabonanu, והסמכוה לא תישא שם השם אלוקיך לשווא. לפיכך התירו כאן לא עם הברוכו שאינה צריכה לו, כדי לחנך בונו ובני ביתו במצוות, ואילו says the ritva, well, this is only because ברוכו לבטולו is only איסור דרבנן. but אילו היה איסור תורה, לא היו מתירים לו לעשות בידיים איסור תורה משום חינוך, מצד דבריהם. That's all the ritva. However, the Rashba holds no, doesn't make any difference. You are allowed to be matir even Isur Rabbanon, Isur Doraita. And moreover, I want to read you the Aruch LaNer, page number 31. On the Ritva. Turn to 41. הריטב"א כוסב, דמזה ראיה דאיסור ברכה לבטל או דרבנן. לפיכך התירו לומר ברוך שאינה צריכה כדי לחנך בניו ובביתו, דאילו היה איסור תורה, לא היה מתירים לעשות לו בידיים. איסור תורה משום חינוך מצד דבריהם. That's what we read before. Raiva Magen Avraham שהביא פלוגתא הראשונים, this מחלוקת is mitzvahs, is brocha levatole is דרבנן דאורייתא, the Rambam hold is דאורייתא, and he says, בשם הרמב"ם כותב שדאורייתא, מקשן נשאל הרמב"ם, the Rambam says it's דאורייתא, and if it's דאורייתא, how can you be מבטל brocha levatole, how can a cotton says he, בכל מקום, למה לא יהיה מותר לברך? סייזי? מכל מקום כיבדנו, מסתכלים על הרבנן.
שם הרמב"ם כסף של מן התורה.
כיבדנו מצווה, because there is a mitzvah לא סוסו, because there is a mitzvah לא סוסו, לא סוסו, you have to listen to הרבנן. Anyway, even though it's mitzvah d'oraisa or mitzvah d'rabbanon, always you are allowed to be making a brocha levatol by cotton because of mitzvah chinuch. Mitzvah chinuch is such a big mitzvah, and it says in the pasuk lo sosu yaminu small. Whatever rabbanon tell you to do, rabbanon told you mitzvah chinuch, and therefore you are allowed to make a brocha levatol because of lo sosu. That's ochraner. Okay. Birkei Yosef. The father really thinks about punishment only. Look how he says here. Shuv Ra'iti, page number 41a. You have it? No, I don't. So he says, you know what? But he says, you know why? Who cares about Torah, not about Torah? There's no onesh. Cotton doesn't have onshim. It doesn't get punishment. So let him get more about Torah. Who cares? That's what about the father? Yeah. That's what he says.
And we don't even say Barsha B'Chani. And we don't even say Barsha B'Chani.
That's what he says. But let me finish to prove to the matter. Page 42. כל המבורך ברוכו שאינה צריכה, הרי זה נושא שם שמיים לשווא, והרי הוא נשבע לשווא, ואסור לענות אחריו העומר. That's the halacha. However, comes now the page number 43 and says he ועדינו נמעם מן אחר תינוק דווקא בשעה שלומד הברכות לפני רבו שמותר ללמד תינוקות הברכות כתיקונם ואף על פי שהם מבורכים לבטול אבל בשעה שהם מבורכים לפתור את עצמם כיוון בני חינוך עונים אחריהם אמן. if a kid makes on an orange, even though he makes the sha'akol, even though he makes any bracha that he wants, he's allowed to make a bracha because he wants to make a bracha now. Allowed to make a kid allowed to make a bracha. In school, I have to wonder, he says, but otherwise a kid allowed to make a bracha. Bracha to eat. What is the difference, I'm asking you right now, between the bracha to eat or bracha Sefiras Ha'Omer?
In a way, one of them is a vichas and nana.
What's the difference?
So what? It's not a bracha. Mitzvah.
Chinuch doesn't make any difference. Just the opposite. It's even better.
Chinuch has no difference.
And therefore, I submit to you that Rav Ovadia Yosef is 100% correct. Rav Ovadia Yosef says that the kid who forgot to make a bracha definitely could make a bracha later on, the next day. And he can make the next day also if he forgets. Why not? Because brachas do not apply into the issue of bracha levatole. Sure, there's mitzvah chinuch. You can't say there's no mitzvah chinuch in brachas. There's mitzvah chinuch in brachas. He is the Islamed. But the detail of how to, we want to teach him to make a bracha when he will grow up. He should never forget. How could he never forget? He remembers every day that he made a bracha.
So the mitzvah is to teach the kid to make as many brachas as possible.
As possible.
That's
exactly.
the chinuch of brachas.
To
make as many brachas as possible. No.
Could a child make kiddush for his mother?
No.
Friday night.
That's Tuvia Mevina Masech Megillah. If you want to look at it, you know that Tuvia Mevina is Megillah. You want? Why don't you ask better? Can a kid blow shofar for another kid on Rosh Hashanah?
What about for a woman?
What about
for women? They say yes. Why? They say because God will omid al gabav. Why is God omid al gabav? The halacha is usually the kid does not have a kavona. I don't want to go back to the kavona business that I gave you the chiddush before for the Imre Bina, but what I'm saying, I blow shofar. If there is another person, like shchita, can a cotton shecht? Usually a cotton cannot shecht, but however, akol shechtim can shecht if God will omid al gabav. There's an adult next to him, will be okay. So now what will happen if a woman stands next to him, says Frank, it's one of the parts in the Shiur here, he says yes. If the Isha can be moitzi, standing next to him, and therefore he can be moitzi Isha. So I ask, why can't be only moitzi Isha? Why can't be moitzi another man? I just don't understand.
Why not? Because the woman and him have the same chiyuv, and the man has a different chiyuv.
So, true, but
So,
if it's a yes.
If a man is standing next to the cotton who's blowing, can he be
moitzi him?
A gadol?
He brings only he brings only Isha. I don't know why. But he asked also about a cotton be moitzi a cotton. There is no God lo medal gabav. Because when a cotton stands next to a cotton, there is only one cotton.
No chiyuv.
What do you mean? But the mitzvah chiyuv is yes. Take all the svoras that we spoke before and analyze it right now to the shofar. Let's take to the shofar. A cotton can blow shofar. He can blow. He blows very well. Does he understand what he's doing? No, I'm not so sure. Does he have a kavona like David Tumim? Probably not. Yes, the guy in the Alzheimer. Yes, he does. He's different kind of kavona. But the ma'aseh, he has a ma'aseh. Why can't it be motzi not a cotton?
Can because the cotton is really not
yes, and then stop it. I say, according to Rav Ovadia Yosef, why not?
And what about a katana blown with a man staying next door?
Who?
Katana,
girl.
Katana.
Why is it different?
He has daughters only, so.
Okay. There's no chinuch in shofar katana.
The question is altogether. Leo, I'm going to promise you that I give the shiur about chinuch katanot. I'll make sure that you are in town. Otherwise, because there's all shaila. Yes, though. Hashulchan, who is a litai. By the way, you know, Hashulchan says before that the isha. Ektana is no mitzvah chinuch though. Except Leila Seder.
Except for the mitzvahs that she's mechuyev on.
I don't know what you mean. What
like what? Like
no.
Lading Megillah.
No, I'm sorry. He's not the chuya. Okay, no, she's not. There's not. Otherwise, for sure.
The question on Rav Ovadia Yosef would be why he doesn't let girls light candles Friday night. if the whole mitzvah thing is to be mechanech in brachas,
So what do you?
You're mixing up two things. There's the mitzvah chinuch. He's talking about when you're doing the mitzvah. There's also.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He doesn't want the young girls lighting. That's the lighting.
No, you can't talk about doing a mitzvah.
There is no mitzvah chinuch.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
When the katan blows the shofar.
Because what?
Because you can make chinuch because there's never a kid can never do mitzvah Chanukah correct because he cannot light the candles. They light the candles, they light the cotton.
Everybody else says it's okay.
Yeah, everyone there.
No, even a bar mitzvah boy cannot be motzi another bar mitzvah boy who just turned bar mitzvah.
And he can't be motzi himself.
Mishabur Paskins cannot.
No, anytime.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Of course, a katan can be motzi another katan. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to do it. Correct. I'm assuming that when a katan blows shofar, whatever a katan needs to do, he was.
I hate to what you said to me. I moved from the pages, so I don't have it in order. First of all, Mikra Kodesh, he asked, if katan yachol lotzi yedei chovos shofar lekatan acher. That's number one. So he's not sure about it. But then
he can't be motzi himself either.
But Mishnah Loches mistapek ikot motzi katan acher b'shnei mechuyovim midrabanan. He says he cannot, and I hold that because of the Rav Ovadia Yosef, there is not definitely that cotton can be motzi. All these fakers that we have now, there's not so. That's why, by the way, I want to say one more thing, if you don't mind. Safek brochas lakel. I don't know. I ate a potato. I didn't eat potato. I'm not sure. Did I make a brocha? I didn't make a brocha. What kind of brocha do I make? I said safek brochas lakel. Always we say the kula. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef. Actually, he brings, I think, Birkei Yosef. I'm not sure he brings a Birkei Yosef on it. That bakotten lo shayach. Sofek brochas lakel. What's the pshat? Probably the pshat is everything because cotton has to make brochas. You have a sofek. For you, it's not sofek. Make them all.
Not a sofek brocha.
You can say the other way. Don't say.
Yeah, the opposite because you need to learn to make brochas.
Right. It's not a brocha. It's a something. It's not.
It's
really,
not. It's a brocha to make.
Right. Somebody doesn't. Something of what?
The whole thing is just to teach.
Right, it's all chinuch. So it's called a bracha, but it's also
כנראה, זה מה שהוא טוען, אבל אתה מבין, את הסברה של הרב עובדיה היא סברה. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to explain Rabbi Eliashib.
Okay, go ahead.
And based on that, I want to explain the mitzvah, whether there is chinuch in or not.
In Sefiras Ha'Omer.
Yes. Despite what you said. Okay, so Rabbi Eliashib says that there is no mitzvah chinuch behadlakat nerot, because for hadlakat nerot, maaseh hadlakat nerot needs to be done because in the mitzvah of hadlakat nerot, the hadlaka itself is a maaseh that only a gadol can do. But I would say that Rav Eliashib would agree, despite that bracha on Nerot Chanukah, the kid can say, because that's chinuch lebrachot. What is the difference? That's how I would go and ask Rabbi Eliashib. Okay. Now I say the brachot legabei Sfirat Ha'Omer. The same thing like Rabbi Eliashib said. Maaseh Sfira hu mitzvah atzma. Otherwise, this Yom is no different from the day in April. The only difference is that I say this is today is Yom 6X among the 49 days. This is Maaseh. I kovea et hazman.
Can you make a bracha or not?
Kovea et hazman.
Can I make a bracha or not?
Just wait a second. Therefore, he cannot make chinuch on the Sefira, because the Sefira is maaseh like hadlakat nerot. On the bracha, His mitzvah chinuch and brachot on every brachot. Like in my opinion, Rav Eliashiv can say that.
So you can say the bracha without the count. You're saying
his counting doesn't.
But the count is the count, the mitzvah.
The counting what makes the mitzvah. On the brachot he can do. It's like he said, brachot. The more brachot he does, he's.
But Rav Eliashiv say he can't.
So would he allow him to count? Would he allow him to count without a bracha?
I explained Eliashiv. If he would hear my explanation,
Would he allow him to count without a bracha? Yes.
What?
Would you allow him to count the boy allowed to count?
It doesn't mean anything.
How can he count? You said it's like lighting the candle.
It doesn't matter. He doesn't count Adlakat Nerot Chanukah. He cannot do that. Like he also cannot do Kviyat Yom. He cannot say. He can say a bracha. Baruch Hashem. He can say whatever he wants. He can say
Have a good job.
But he's counting the days without a bracha.
Not the bracha he can say. The Sefira.
The counting, if he doesn't make a bracha, could he count?
Yes,
so therefore he's doing an action.
No, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. What if a kid עושה הדלקת נר חנוכה? What does it mean? Nothing.